So believing that the girls crossed the creek at 2:18 does not mean I agree with the state's timeline. Quite the opposite, actually, because if the girls crossed the creek at 2:18, then that completely debunks the white van theory. I'm making this clear because I know some people will twist anything I say to indicate that I am not being genuine. And yet, I genuinely advocate for Rick Allen. I spend so much of my free time doing so and will continue to. When I look at the data, when I try to analyze information, I always do it with an open mind, trying to see all scenarios. And I came into that data set looking at it with a really fine tooth comb, really looking for reasons to believe that law enforcement had tampered with it or that something had been excluded. And I couldn't find that. But what I did find was that if the river crossing, or the creek crossing, sorry, occurs at 2:18, which matches the phone data, this catastrophic drop in battery, this sudden stop of movement, then that would debunk Rick Allen's false confession and the state's timeline. Now, I know that's already been debunked by the time stamping of the private drive and when the van went past, but why not put another nail in the coffin of the state's timeline? I'm totally up for doing that because the more info we have, the better we can support Rick, an innocent man who was still in custody, incarcerated for a crime he didn't commit. So anyone who reads anything that suggests otherwise, know that I am firmly on the side of free Rick Allen. And the only thing that's going to switch me from that is if there is any information that says otherwise. And so far, I haven't seen any. The psychological analysis suggests that Rick is not the type of person that would commit this crime. The lost tip narrative suggests that there is something very wrong with the story of how his name came to light. Libby's phone suggests that the girls crossed the creek well before the van arrived, and much, much more. I could list so much evidence that supports Rick's innocence, and I will continue to do so. So thank you everybody who engages with me in good faith and listens to my videos and sees the evolution of my opinions about evidence. Will always keep an open mind, and I'll always want to approach things with integrity and intellectual curiosity. I'll see you all soon. Bye.